Hi, this is Simon and welcome to our first music lesson. Today you will learn about notes and pitches. Probably you already know that there are 7 notes, or someone might think that there are 12. And yet, a piano has 88 keys and each key can produce a different sound. When we hear two sounds, there are a few properties that help us to understand if and how they are different. For example, this sound and this sound are different because they are produced by different instruments. We say that they have different timbre, while this sound and this sound are different because the first one was loud and the second one was soft. Today we will focus on the property of the sound that makes us perceive sounds as high or low. This property is called pitch. Sounds on the piano are organized by pitch. On the left we have low pitches, like these ones, and on the right we have high pitches, like these ones. Let's try to understand a little bit more about pitches, without talking too much about these magic numbers here, or these people here. For our lessons we will use a piano, but the concepts are absolutely valid for any other instrument. For example, we could use a guitar or a violin, but the way these and other instruments are able to produce sounds is not as simple as in the piano. Using a piano will make things much easier to understand. Even if you don't play the piano, it is very important to familiarize with the structure of the keys. When we hear two sounds produced by the same instrument, it should be very easy to understand which sound is higher and which sound is lower. For example, if we listen to these sounds, we should hopefully agree that the first one was higher, while if we listen to these two sounds, most of us will agree that the second one was higher. But when two sounds are produced by different instruments, it could become tricky to even identify if they are the same or if they are different. While these two and these two clearly sound different, there are other combinations that can confuse us. For example, this one. Here, the guitar and the piano played different pitches. The guitar played a lower pitch than the piano, but they kind of sounded the same. And now, listen to these two. Again, they sounded very similar, but actually the violin played a higher pitch than the piano. Now, listen what happens when all the instruments play at the same time. They are all playing different pitches, but they really sound the same. If these three instruments actually played the same pitch, they would sound like this. Listen to other combinations of three sounds produced by these three instruments. We could perceive this one as ugly and this one as beautiful. But in both cases, if we pay attention, we can hear three different distinct pitches. These were the pitches of the first combination, and these are the pitches of the second combination. Clearly, we can perceive three different pitches. And then we have the special combinations, like this one, or this one, and this one. We need to understand why they are so special. Take this one, for example, and convert each pitch to the equivalent pitch on the piano. And now have a look at the structure of the key on the piano. What we can immediately see is that there is a sequence identified by the black keys. They are in groups of 2 and 3. Now, if we remove some keys, we can observe that this sequence of 12 keys is repeated a few times in the piano. What is happening is that the three instruments are playing sounds corresponding to different keys, so they are different pitches, but the keys are in the same position in the pattern of 12 keys. So to obtain a special combination, all we have to do is just playing pitches with any instrument that translated to the piano correspond to keys that are in the same position in the pattern. Listen to more examples. And now listen what happens when we break the rule. No matter if the combination of sound is good or bad, we can clearly identify different pitches. We have discovered that even if the piano has 88 pitches, what really seems to be important to identify a pitch is the position of the key in the pattern, rather than its absolute position on the keyboard. In music, we say that there are only 12 unique pitches, or pitch classes. Sometimes we will just say that there are 12 pitches, without making too much confusion. Now that we know there are really only 12 pitches, we need to give them a name. For the time being, we will ignore the black keys on the piano. It's not that they are more or less important than the white keys, but at the beginning we don't need them and we need to start easy. We will understand the black keys later on. Ignoring the black keys, we are left with 7 pitches. We can now simply use the first 7 letters of the English alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But if we have a look at the sequence we have used as a reference, we need to rearrange these letters starting from C. So this is C, then D, E, F, G, A, B. And after B, we start again from C, D, and so on. It is indeed much easier to visualize the sequence of 12 keys starting from C or from F, rather than starting from A. From now on, we will use the sequence starting from C, and we will understand why. In music, we say that A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the name of the notes. So there are 7 notes and 12 unique pitches. Now, it is not really important to understand the difference between notes and pitches. Pitches are the unique sounds, and it is what it matters. The notes are just the names of 7 of them, corresponding to the white keys on the piano. The remaining 5 pitches, corresponding to the black keys, don't have a unique name. So, for example, to refer to this pitch, we will have to use expressions like C's older brother, because the pitch is a little bit higher than C. Or we can also call the same pitch D's little brother, because the pitch is a little bit lower than D. Now, when we listen to 2 or more sounds, it should be easy to identify if they are the same pitch or if some pitches are different. Listen carefully. Today, we have learned that pitch is the property of the sound that makes us perceive them as high or low. We have learned that a piano can produce 88 different pitches, but in music there are really only 12 unique pitches. The notes are the names of 7 out of 12 pitches, and they correspond to the white keys on the piano. The name of the notes are the English letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. After this lesson, you should be able to recognize if two or more sounds, played together or one after the other, are the same pitch or they are different. And this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and see you next time.